Alright everybody, this is again another episode of Social Butterfly Club Member Spotlight Interview. Next to me is my long-term friend, an amazing supporter and sponsor, Steve Pelman from the Samson Tailor. Welcome.
Nice to be here.
Well, thank you so much. Well, thanks for welcoming to your beautiful studio. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, your amazing design?
Yes, I'm in tailoring design, which is essentially a new type of tailoring whereby the customer gets a bespoke fit garment without the tailor actually having to sew it and compete with the $20 million factory. So it's not the end of an industry, not a sunset industry any longer. It's a sunrise industry where
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, it's promising in an era of AI where there's going to be a lot of people out of dangerous jobs, out of work, cabbies that are sitting at home making money, and that's just the start. So I'm excited about the service industry and where someone designs, not copies something, but personalizes a tailored garment or even a wardrobe package for individuals. And that's really important because I think men have lost a lot of the self-esteem and that they need for motivation for a new era, a post-pandemic, a new culture, so to speak, because it is very different than it was even 10 years ago.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I see on your walls you've designed for Brian Adams and Anthony Robbins, quite a
Rhythmmagnet is a client from the 70s. He's a playwright.
Yes, from New York.
That's right. Very masculine scripts, and where guys have to fight to make a living to bring home the bacon. And it's a whole different era, but it's still viable because I think in our DNA we have to fight to feel we've lived. We have to struggle a little bit. If you go through life soft, it's a bad struggle.
Well, they say that Vancouver is the fashion desert.
That fashion desert.
I've met Torontonians that just call us slobs. They're like, oh, you guys just live in your Lululemon sweatpants. Like, what is going on?
Even
and then I mean, Italians, they just shake their heads at me. And like, what is going on here?
I know. Well, my nephew was one of something behind the Suits series, as well as Mad Men.
Oh, really? Well, they dress incredibly well.
It's all, well, yeah, absolutely, but it's not a consumer thing that, people feel they're oppressed because they have to wear a suit to a wedding, this kind of thing. No, you got it all wrong. This is your opportunity to adopt a community. You've been invited to a wedding. These people, this is sincerity, this is culture, this is a great ritual to declare your love, and somebody is strong enough to do that and to make a commitment. And if you're invited as a groomsman, you're responsible to that person when the times are tough. It's not like, oh yeah, I was invited to it. It's not.
Right.
Guys,
so
there's no excuse for guys being dumb these days.
Your pledge of allegiance to a smaller community or smaller group.
That's right. It's one of the few communities we have left is when you go to a wedding, right? And so people will have all these vague communities without necessarily purpose, but it's better than nothing because we don't have the spiritual communities that civilization used to in Vancouver. But in terms of Toronto, yes, that's our New York, and you have to pay the dues, whether it's for school.
I thought Montreal are better dressed than Toronto.
That's right.
Like they have a lot more flair, more color, more pattern, more texture, from what I saw.
I think they're having more fun because they don't take it too seriously. In Vancouver, we dress badly because we take dressing too seriously.
Really?
I think so. I mean, I'm old enough to dress anything I want. and I enjoy it. People look nice.
Well, you know, it's funny because I attended the white party, I attended the Dayton Cup at the Hastings,
Yeah, there
and
you go.
people look great.
Yes.
But I'm like, what happened to the other 360 days? You know, like for 5 days, everybody looked fantastic. They got their feather hats, and you know,
It's gotta be.
they could get put together. But you know, I only see it very rarely, like these big events where people really show up and you know.
Well, it's kind of like when kids are growing up, they say, oh God, I gotta get a job. It's the same attitude. But there are people, there are leaders that dress nicely. I got some great clients.
Are they
sure.
business executives?
Yes, absolutely. You
Because
know,
I think that goes with the job, isn't it?
it goes with the attitude. It's not, we're not machines. Some people have to be told they have to dress better. But, you know, it's the attitude. It's like if you like the job, you appreciate the job. If you appreciate what you've done for yourself in your life, look in the mirror, for God's sake, right? And understand that we're...
High tech, they don't dress at all.
Yes, because they have their own. The average Gen X, Gen Y think that they created the It's a total lie.
Wasn't it the U.S. military in the 70s?
That's right.
Like, it's a military product, isn't it?
It's a boomers. What happens if the Russians drop a few nuclear bombs on the major cities? We need diversified communication, not centralized that we can knock out.
Right.
But in any respect, we're all in this together, and it's an opportunity to not just to create culture, but to covet personal culture.
Ah, personal expression, you mean?
No, not just expression, because that's part of communication. It's body language and personal communication.
Ah,
Clothing, it just falls into body language.
I see.
So
I really miss the days where, you know, like the Godfather series and also the Singing in the Rain, where more men wear hats, they wear three-piece suits, they look stunning. Even the way they walk, you know, they had a certain style to them.
Well, sure, because...
But nowadays, you look around, they're in t-shirts and sweatpants, and, you know, they don't even have posture, they don't even stand up straight.
Well, because, and this is a problem, there's no leaders.
Oh.
You have to lead yourself with tasks in the beginning of the day, and you get those tasks done with a little bit of pride. But if you don't know what you're doing, casual without agenda is what?
Sloppiness?
It's casualty. It's where the word comes from. You need formality, and tailoring is form, no wrinkles. You form it to the body, so the heat and pressure of the body keeps it in shape.
I see.
And that's the beauty of tailoring and why it's been adopted around the world, not just colonies, but it's been adopted by human beings for what it is. You stand up straight with as less fat as you can because you want to burn that fat because the brain uses fat. But if it's on the body, your brain's not using it and you're not getting the benefits in your brain. Intermittent fasting is huge in it.
Yes.
You know, it's not such a big deal.
So you're talking about presence, which I think comes with wisdom, comes with intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people are walking around without intention. They're just going with the flow.
Yeah,
Whereas
fish.
when you say leadership, right, you step out with intention.
But the one good thing to say about fish that swim with groups, it's safer when they're with groups. You're not leaders, but you're going with the flow. And people follow fashion. They're somewhere between fish and robots. But one good thing about fish, and it's highly underrated, is they have a great attention span. That's survival. They have both eyes and they're both independent, both sides of the road. That's how they survive. So there's that capability with a good attention span. You can actually get good direction, good speed where you're going.
Speaking of that, I hear you're starting to offer courses online. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've just been busy did one for my designing backyards. There's a lot of bad backyards. There's a lot of poor, rich, I call them the poor rich. They're people that have land. No, it isn't. People that have land, but they don't have a lifestyle. They're stuck in their stuff, and could be mental stuff, could be a bunch of dusty physical stuff, but they don't have the imagination that I, as a designer, can help them with to turn their backyard into a paradise. And but the idea is the city hall and the province are going towards creative villages rather than these big tower areas.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's exciting because these villages have family businesses in there. It's not franchise stuff.
Wait, so how does it give them a better?
I will offer them money for half of their backyard and renovate their backyard. So they get a landscape get to keep their garage, and my service is right here to match up people that are saving money for an affordable home with the landowners that are, let's give people a call and see if they want to live in East Western or Glenview or Delta, because it's affordable homes. You can't
So this must be homeowners with a massive backyard.
No, not necessarily, because these coach houses are like building on top of two-car garages.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of their, some of them are quite skinny.
It's a little ahead of its time. They've been stick building most of them, and people have been just using their backyard and expanding their property value. But this is actually allowing people to subdivide so they can pick up some cash, go on a month vacation somewhere, and come back to a renovated home and backyard.
Wow.
And so that's my plan. That's my video that I was telling about.
Oh, okay.
I just finished doing that.
Lovely. That sounds amazing. I mean, we're so short of housing. Vancouver has about 1% availability for the rental market. It's insane.
It's a whole different world. People have distaste for the United States. It's a popular cocktail party hate, which I think is, one psychologist, I think his name is Grossman, was from Russia, and a 900-page book. And it's one thing you can say about anybody that can admit that they hate this, is that you tell me what you hate, I'll tell you what you're guilty of. So hate is this area of concern that you have no influence over, and your area of influence is your opportunity to deal with what you're guilty of. If you hate somebody that has money, you're probably means you're lazy.
Oh, I see the connection.
If you hate Jews because they're killing babies, well, you're guilty of, being clickbait. Right? So in astrophysics they call it deep truths. All these people are getting involved in the world just base level of a step up from ignorance. It's still ignorance because it's on the bottom of the triangle. You know what's on the top of the triangle? Gurus, people that are willing, and fathers that are willing to give up their lives for their babies. Self-actualization. That's psychologist that
the top of the five.
Yeah, the hierarchy. Maslow, the hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
So, and it's evidence. Quantum shows evidence that there's not one truth. So if you think there's only one truth, you're just lazy, right? You have to get into context of different truths and to make it.
Well, I think modern society, mass media, especially social media, the content is so clickbait. It's to aggravate,
You gotta understand.
persuade, and provoke. I think the main thing is provoking. People are pulled around by their emotions, whether that's anger or hatred or lust or greed, whatever of these hot buttons they're pushing it all day long.
You gotta get out of loneliness. You gotta get out of your head. Clothing does that. Asking good questions does that. Or because you think, because you're thinking a certain way, you gotta ask a question so thinking doesn't become a belief.
But Neil, our mutual friend Neil, in the last interview brought up a very good point. Because of the, what is it called? The analytics and the data collecting, we're becoming siloed, right? Like whatever your interest is, you're only going to get more and more and more of that.
Yeah.
So you don't really get reality.
That's why you have to ask questions instead of just sitting down with your feed. You gotta ask, why did the Hamas not let the Gazans underground? They got all this underground. They got all this food. Why didn't they let them underground? Right? But no one's asking that. It's a simple observation because Hamas's thing is to indoctrinate everybody into the army, men, women, and children, so that they get sympathy from the world. And they use them what's called human shields. So it's just a step up from being part of the global interests.
Well, Steve, let me ask you. I mean, you've been around the block.
That's what I
I don't mean to, but I'm just saying, speaking of history, like we're at a very precarious time. And as a student of history, and you've seen things happen, you've seen the cycles of history, what do you think are some of the lessons we can take from the past that hopefully will guide us in this time of chaos and confusion?
I think we have 1,000 years of European wars that has created democracy, and it's still the early stages of democracy because the cell phone is being indoctrinated with blockchain so that people can vote on their cell phone. And they could even be, they would have to vote, they would have to listen to a debate. So much time so that they're actually participating. Even a variety of debates. And this can all be controlled on your cell phone. So if you want to vote, you got to participate, really participate. So you're not clickbait. And this can be done without any outward control, like you can with paper voting, or like what happened to Trump. But in many respects, it's the early days of democracy, and I'm quite excited about being able to contribute with this old profession of tailoring. It's very hands-on, and they were trying to replace tailoring with computers for 20 years. It hasn't happened. And I think even if they do, hopefully will, because someone who takes measurements could actually outdo a computer. It's going to take them a tailor to actually.
Sorry, excuse me.
It's going to take a tailor to actually program the computer to be able to design the gun. And I don't know if that's going to happen. But in many respects, ultimately, people want to
have a human connection.
They want to have a human connection. And part of tailoring design that I train is part psychology, self-esteem, and motivation. If you're getting the world's best at something, are you going to deny it? Are you going to be shy? Are you going to be? Why are you even bothering to, go to the best and be shy?
So when you say without, I didn't understand your introduction. How does someone make a piece of clothing without going through the steps?
Well, because there are final measurements that are correct. And the garment should have what's called the X factor, where the hemline, neckline to the hemline creates an X,
Yeah.
even without buttoning, and the garment is wrinkle-free. So that's all anybody has to know about the end result. Not where it's made, or not who made it, not who designed it. It's the end result that people want.
You mean the structure, the
Sculpted,
silhouette, and
sculpted, no wrinkles. It's just sculpted out of the body, keeps it in shape, and it's got the X factor. I call it high armor, just clean. That's the craft, and it's how they get it, and the right price is what counts. If it's going to be a part of our civilization, part of our culture, employment.
But as we go to more remote working, which became so prevalent during COVID, and even more popular these days, because they say in the future there won't even be companies. It'll be like movies. Every companies will be a group of people coming together for a project, and then when the project finishes,
People still need people.
right?
The hormones are something only dogs talk about. People are visual.
Right.
So being together on a visual level, having new information is what, like, why dogs are always sniffing. It's new information. So people are the same way, and it's part of civilization. We have to have community. We have to have the interaction. We have to have that kind of satisfaction. We
So
have
a
to.
social signal of
That's
who
right.
you are,
And
which class you belong to, and your preferences.
Well, I don't know about which class, because everyone is responsible to themselves for being a little better every day. I call it dressing up a notch, right? And, some people overdress maybe for a situation, but they can compensate with their being, right? That's the ultimate compensate. We're not depicted by our uniforms. That's for robots. But people have a soft opportunity to mingle. And that's what's important. But to wear the same thing over and over again, even in front of public, or to say this is who I am because this is how I dress all the time, that's way too serious. Because we're not our clothing. We're how we choose to balance being static, which is okay, and dynamic. If we're not one or the other, we're robots. We're like unprogrammed, dynamic, crazy people.
Right.
Or we're static, we never change, we're predictable. And how good is that in a
I
relationship?
think it's the beauty of fashion and style.
Right.
It evolves.
Well, it's ultimately art, because it's color, it's texture, it's depth, meaning tailoring, and
Proportion.
yeah, and detail. So it's having something good, having something casual, mixing it up, it's depending on the situation. But to have that kind of freedom to look in the closet and dress just appropriately to go anywhere and to be comfortable, that's a practice. And if you don't practice, you don't get the satisfaction.
But what do you think of these big designers like Yves Saint Laurent, George these notable brands, but specifically notable designers? You hear a lot of that in the 90s, whereas nowadays it's rare to think of new designers that the whole world knows.
Well, it's can I say, it is a business, and the rich make a business by selling to the rich, and it's one of the less complimentary aspects of involving society. ultimately the rich should be charitable and having their tailor support their own tailor, and have to help build the middle class. That's what my other project for the summer is to just finishing up a video that I'm presenting to the City Hall, trying to get them to not have to raise $300 million to demolish the viaducts, but to use my design idea of building a housing block that supports the viaducts in case there's
Oh, for escape, yeah. Otherwise everyone's locked into the pool.
The problem with the earthquake is we need to shift the ground, and then the viaducts will have a larger amplitude, and that's when it breaks up. But if you have the weight of the housing block
We'll just support it.
and very heavy steel coils that are used to support shipping engines, you have enough of them along the sides of the viaducts, freedom to keep the viaducts. I would keep the regular viaduct for grain trucks coming into town so they can get there, and I would agree with one of the ideas is for turning the Zhou viaduct into a parkway, but I would make it an aqueduct using quantum coherence technology to make people aware that they can do that there is such a thing as stabilized water, which is much like the number that just turns to light. So it's a fascinating video. It's coming. I'm just doing some AI, entertainment for the video because it's all me, and that's not very entertaining.
You want to add some animation?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of my contribution to if it's works, it'll be a contribution
I
to the
can't
city.
even imagine. I mean, the traffic is crazy as it is. Imagine without the viaduct.
That's the real nut. That's the real nut. The city must have had an idea, but I looked at Georgia Street, and there is a way to so basically, we're cutting it off at either end and making a bridge. But it's a beautiful view. I think the buffer between the Lunar side and Concord's gorgeous plants. So it's actually a physical buffer because you have to walk all the way around as opposed to walking through.
Have you seen a lot of evolution and change in nature and its population?
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure it's. I mean, even just in my days, I've seen a lot more diversification in terms of different groups of people in the group.
This is the beauty of the West. It's far more multicultural, but that's something that ultimately we're creating one culture because we share language. Even with AI, we don't even have to share that same. We could communicate with earpieces. Have you seen earpieces?
Yeah.
I would, so you have two of them, right? So I got Bravery Labs, but it's great, so I can speak 20 languages.
Nice.
Yeah, this is unprecedented. So, this is all part of, merging the culture, having a few words in their language. But ultimately, if somebody wants to live here and they're young, they're going to pick up the language. It's going to be.
Well, it was shocking because last week I met up with an old friend. He's a retired university professor, and he currently lives in Burnaby, where I live, and he's Caucasian. And he was saying in Burnaby, he's a minority. There's just no Caucasian left. And I'm like, really? Is that bad? He's like, it's all Asian.
that's because he's getting older. Right? There's a little bit of fear there about change when you get older.
And he also mentioned, just at the mall, young ladies look at him like he's some kind of pervert. But he's just being friendly. He's just smiling, and he's getting these weird looks back. I'm like, really? People are that sensitive?
That's less so downtown, and it's less so when you dress and you don't get too close.
Right. No, but he's a friendly guy. He smiles.
So am I.
And I'm like, really? That's the kind of reaction you get when you smile? I've never had that reaction.
Well, Burnaby has a bit of a psychosis because it's not the heart of the city. Right? It's not where it's at. It's like, oh, we're just here to shop. Like, what are you doing here? Right? But it's not. That's what community is about. Is people get to put on. They get character, they get a demeanor that can be defensive.
Well, I think
and they don't worry so much, right? It's like a dog growls, right?
Well, part of one of the challenges with immigration is people come with their traumas, and for example, if in high school I had a classmate who survived war. He was from I forgot which country. Middle East somewhere, Afghanistan, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And he has serious trauma. Yeah, and I remember at graduation, they really had to figure out who's from which country, who shouldn't be sitting together.
Oh, boy.
Because they were from, warring nations. So there was even geopolitics at the high school graduation because immigration in Canada welcomes everyone. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting.
In the 80s, I took a course that was all about de-radicalization. And it still applies today. And everyone that took the course, a lot of them got into working for companies because there's an inbred humanity that allows you to go deep to get to that early trauma. And I've been through it in this course, and you deal with hundreds of people on a weekend. And just putting up your hand to say, you're part of the story, you belong here, your heart starts beating up. You get into this. You get in close to that early trauma. And then someone answers the same question that you were asking. And it's all of a sudden, you relax, and it's like you feel akin to the community. And this type of technology is out there. And that's another project for me. That's what I work on the weekends.
Well, it sounds like everything's psychology.
Right? It's design of brainwaves. But firstly, I design visual waves for people in their wardrobe, complete wardrobe packages, so people can not bow to brands, but they can brand themselves. My job is to give people self-esteem. That's key.
So a distinction
so they
from
look in the mirror,
cookie cutter, standard, off-the-shelf stuff.
In the consumer material world is the first step. It's three-dimensional. The fourth dimension is time. You look in the mirror, you're saying hello to time, hello goodbye to time. The fourth dimension is something women have more of because the clock is ticking. It's more.
It's the same 24 hours.
Because they can give birth.
Oh.
They can be mothers. The clock is ticking. Right? That's part of our DNA. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for women. And women's brain use is very different from ours. Unless you're totally, competing with them all your life, then you might be better than them. But not really. Absolutely. DNA in women's brain use both sides of the brain more than men do. Women can multitask, men cannot. Men are about right and wrong. Women are more about being effective.
And community building.
That's right. And nurturing. men have nipples that don't nurture. And they don't even know what the hell they're doing there. What am I doing? What are these things for?
But they could get breast cancer just as easily.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, rare. I mean, not
It's
to
rare.
the same degree, but they can, which is sad.
So, you know, man's purpose of nurturing is to be like to be analytical, to be functional, to be physical, to
Purposeful,
do,
right?
Purposeful. That so the woman is protected, the family is protected. That's be responsible and to be proud of that. And we're losing that because women to conquer universities. They're taking over, they're using the brain in a different way, maybe more effectively than that. But
I think guys become managers, and they're better managers because they build communities. They know how to nurture and display leadership in a way that nurtures the next generation of leaders.
so if somebody wants to cry, they can cry, they can find a safe place.
Right.
And they can get the job done eventually. But on the other hand, good companies teach people how to suffer in a brief way. Not to bring up all the old emotions, all the old psychology. Having a purpose is satisfying. But if you're going to mix it with your what can I say, with your old laundry,
Right.
it's not appropriate.
There's a time and place for
Time
it.
and place.
Yeah.
Right? There's strength and there's weakness. And there's strength is taking care of the end use customer, not going to work and having a psychologist. And women, strong women, are the best at that because they love men have strength. They emulate their strength. And there's a movie, or there's a play called The Dollhouse about that. And it's about a woman that becomes stronger than the men that.
Really?
Yes, and
Who's the actress that?
it's called The Dollhouse. It's this play.
Oh.
It's a
I'm like, I've heard of that name.
yeah, it's
Okay.
fascinating. But it's happening. But unfortunately, we're not replicating our population. So when you see an immigrant in Burnaby Mall or wherever, that's just part of the culture that we've raised, where women become independent, but they're not giving birth. Right? We have to take the good with the bad. But in any respect, we got the robots coming. So
And they can give birth.
they can.
And
That's right.
governments, I heard, like Japan and Korea, which have incredibly low birth rate. If they're relying on its own natural
right,
population,
that's right.
they're going to be extinct as a country pretty
Yeah.
soon. So they're ordering babies.
Yeah. And the only people, and even India stopped growing.
Yeah,
They were ahead.
they were.
But
yeah.
and you'd think Islam is growing, but only in African countries.
Oh, really?
And the Africans now are getting pissed off at Islam because they've already got 57 colonies. So, and the Africans listen to this African guys, and it's like, come on, who are you kidding? This is old school. Yes, you can have babies, but we can also bring in a plane. They're building planes now that carry 1,000 people.
Oh,
Why?
1,000 people?
1,000 people.
Really? I thought Boeing only goes up to, what,
You could
370?
listen to the news on that.
Wow,
I can't
1,000
imagine that.
people.
It's just a big plane, right? With more motors.
Crazy.
Will they do that? It's a threat. If you're coming to a culture that's intact and you want to break up that culture, you want to weaken that culture one way or the other from the inside. There's many ways to do it, but if you're going to do that, you can be taken out like a dampening rod goes into a nuclear reactor. It's out of control. These dampening rods take out these trouble is you could be taken out of that car just saying that. But it only takes you know, it's like this is what we're going into. You gotta, you know, if the world, if you're going into a world because it's peaceful and you're making it unpeaceful, that's not fair. If you're doing, I mean, unfortunately, there are some cultures that are totalitarian. They're not civilized. There's no playbook. They're just wild, violent.
It seems like you know,
It's man mostly.
we mask it as culture or as battle of the nation. It just seems like and it's either, you know, my way or your way, or it's going to send a nuclear bomb your way and bomb you to nothingness.
And that's how the Olympics started.
Right.
Because
That's
they
a
realized-
situation of war, right?
That's right.
In a healthy.
But that got capitalized, and you know that got converted too. But you know, if it, in the future it should be some consolation for the origins of the universe. And that's what we're doing today. And I made a comment about that in my video because I want to do a sweat. I'm offering to do a sweat lodge between the violets.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Because, you know, this is our indigenous land, right?
Yes.
Not
absolutely.
to say that we don't have a great culture, but, you know, to have a sweat lodge where you get leaders that say, oh, no, we're not tribal. Well, then come together in the sweat
Right.
lodge and have an agreement.
Yeah, let them cook for 5 hours.
That's right, that's right.
Something will come out eventually.
So, you know, it's a merging of cultures in the sweat lodge.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like we all need therapy.
It's designed, but so that my new website is going to be designs for them.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a design. It's not made in Vancouver, but
Is it a vehicle?
it's a solar car.
Ah.
And they're just starting to produce them in January. But there's like 50,000 on order.
Are you talking about Will Fenn's solo car?
No, that's
something separate.
that's a. This is a bigger car,
Oh,
but it's also three-wheel,
oh.
but it's solar and it's lighter than the smaller car. So you can actually push it.
What?
But yeah,
Really?
it's light and it's stronger than steel. It's carbon fiber. Oh no, not
Okay.
no, it's been designed by a company.
Oh, so it's an existing car company already. Oh, okay.
Carl's got
Wow.
all sorts of coverage on media. But it's spacey looking, and
How much is it?
it's 26K.
That's very affordable. So how much is that?
34.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's
And it's all solar? What about rainy days? We have a lot of rainy days.
well, plants love cloudy days. They still get energy from the photons.
Oh,
It's all about the proportion of photons. So on a sunny day, you get more photons. About 20% more photons.
okay.
But the thing is, you don't have to charge pretty much in Vancouver. If
Really?
you're driving a lot.
So you don't ever have to spend money on gas or electric
Oh, of course not. No,
charge?
of course not.
Really?
Well, that's true with any EV. But if they say they have data for all over the world. So in Vancouver, if I drove 40 kilometers a day, with our type of weather, I would only have to charge it once a month.
Once a month? It's that efficient. That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's a good design for Vancouver.
Wow. So are you going to be the distributor for this type of car?
I am ambassador.
Oh, ambassador.
And I get a little kickback if someone buys one.
Oh.
But
well, it sounds really incredible. I mean, you never have to pay for gas again.
well, that's what EV and Tesla is all about. Is I say it's less toxic because it's quiet, because you have no worry about the maintenance.
And these don't rely on batteries at all, so it's very different than Tesla cars.
No, they have batteries.
Oh, they have batteries.
Oh, yeah, they all need batteries. It's just that there's less charging because there's less energy used.
Oh, because of the solar.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the weight.
So it's a even more advanced version of the EV.
Well, it's the most lowest drag coefficient of any car. You know, when the Volkswagen came out, it was supposed to be a low drag coefficient. This used computers to perfect the hot spots from the wind.
So it's incredibly aerodynamic.
Yeah. And ironically, nature already did that. So parts of the car look like a bird.
Oh.
Because birds have a drag coefficient.
Right.
Parts of the car look like a dolphin because over millions of years, and parts of it look like I think the hottest spot are the wheel pants, which looks like a 1950s kind of dragster.
Oh, cool.
But it's a fun vehicle.
Do you have one?
I ordered one.
Oh, is it coming?
Yeah,
It's on its way?
I don't know exactly when, but
How exciting!
yeah.
Well, Vancouver's all about being green and sustainable, so I would
It's,
imagine it would sell like hotcakes and it's so affordable.
I think the best thing about Vancouver is that we have to struggle a little more than some cities. You know, some cities people get caught in their salary and they're buying stuff. I think Vancouver is more socialized, and we've had to struggle to be creative to build our city. And
Well, that I definitely take pride in. There's so many talented, creative individuals in Vancouver. It seems like everyone has at least 2 side hustles that I know.
especially with AI coming, if you don't have a hobby that you can cash in on, you might have a problem.
Well, they say by 2027, all the human jobs are going to be gone. There might be like
just
1%.
be services. I don't know. We can't make perfection the enemy of the good. We might just be on UBI, Universal Basic Income.
$2,000 a month.
Like the pandemic might have been an experiment for that. We don't know.
Well, I think they pumped out a couple of kids, but I think there was massive increase in weed usage and alcohol consumption.
Sorry.
Yes.
Well, survival
And people
of the fittest.
bought more guns, apparently. Guns sold out.
And toilet paper.
I still can't get over that video of just people, like going crazy at Costco, fighting for those massive bath.
Well,
I'm like, really? Like, that's gonna last you a long time. Like, why fight for toilet paper?
in the Depression, we didn't have toilet paper.
I think people were more resourceful back then. They know how to sew clothes and grow their own food. They were more.
We have the internet and hacks these days. So if you want to get by without paying for something, there's so many ways that we have it cheap.
That's true. We have so many resources at our hands.
It's fantastic. It really is.
I mean, it equals the playing field, right? You don't have to be an expert. You can watch a tutorial and do it yourself.
Up till I sold my last condo and paid off all my mortgages, I was using YouTube to fix stuff that I never did.
Really? Like plumbing, you mean?
Oh, and gas units. Plumbing.
Oh, really?
And I rebuilt a washing machine.
Really?
Yeah.
You did that yourself?
Yeah, it's just.
Because I have to say, handymen are really expensive.
Well, they're
If
getting
you
more
don't,
expensive.
if you don't pay what $200, they don't even come out these days.
Well, why? Because people are fixing their own stuff using YouTube. So
Not everyone's that resourceful. Some people can't even put an IKEA
Well,
furniture
yeah.
together.
you have to because it's too expensive nowadays. So
Do you know about Upwork? And, you
Yeah.
know, where you can hire people for these
I have
little
a
jobs?
personal guy that does that. He's got contacts in South America. Randy, something. He's a new member.
But isn't that amazing? The whole global community is coming together. You know, you could have staff in Vietnam or Brazil or Peru, who knows where.
But I was thinking about joining the
Oh yeah. Can you get up at 6:45?
6 o'clock in the morning. It's easy to do.
I can introduce you. Someone just invited me to the first virtual BNI. They're Thursdays at 6:45 on Zoom. But they also have physical ones.
Oh no, I like the physical.
In person.
Yeah. Mind you, they're charging $55 for a lousy breakfast.
It's getting that expensive. It
Yeah.
used to be like $20 to $30.
But do you pay anything online?
You know, I don't know. I just saw that on a
I
WhatsApp
don't think so.
entrepreneurial group. I'll forward it to you. You can check it out yourself. They're just like, hey, everyone's welcome.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're going digital. That's interesting.
Yeah, as long as they get together eventually, because you're creating little relationships you want to meet up. But I'm thinking of making a meetup group myself.
Oh, with which topic?
don't know.
On fashion and
I think
style?
it might be-
tailoring?
I don't know, but it's something I'd like to build because I think having breakfast, lunch, or dinner somewhere with people that
Well, you
do
can use
business.
Friends Quarters. Friends Quarters will give you the space for free if you want to do a meetup.
As long as it can create a draw.
And you don't have to pay for breakfast. You know, everyone can bring their own coffee mug and.
I think it's a good thing to get, people that are in business, the same kind of business together. I think it might be about laneway homes and different services.
Oh,
You see?
I think there'd be a lot of interest in that.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
like I said,
think-
housing is such a hot topic right
Yeah,
now.
and it needs to accelerate. You know, I would like to sell a home a month. I could
Sell
do
a home.
that a month.
You mean like
It's feasible.
you mean get a client to
Match up the
subside?
client with a potential buyer, and with design the home for the buyer. That's within reason, and have a date that it's everything services are ready to drop the home. It's
Right.
manufactured.
I believe this is your other business,
Yeah,
right?
designing in Samson Wardrobes.
Samson's. How long has it been?
It's been about 4 months since I had the video.
Okay. Do you have a sample case or client? Or is it still more conceptual?
Well, this is why I'm doing the video for the city, because it's everyone's interest where their tax money goes, and all they have to do is click on subscribe,
Right.
and they're they're subscribing to the Samson Suite homes. So if they have a home backyard they want to get a couple $100,000 for and have a neighbor that they like,
Right.
it's a win-win-win-win for them. For the city too.
Of course. Oh, the city is working on the housing crisis, they call it.
Well, we want as much good character as we want class. The city has been mending for decades because they want class. That's understandable. But character can also have class. Okay? By having a nice, healthy garden, a renovated home, and beautiful coach house. And I would honorably like to create the Vancouver style. Like Vancouver house, coach house.
That's
Be nice.
lovely.
So that everyone knows what it looks like and they just want it a little bigger or they want this and that. Small changes. The city doesn't have to go to a big step for reviewing and licensing. It's pretty much the same thing.
building like that. And you're like, wow, look at
The
this.
problem is that there's some guy sitting down in City Hall, always wanting to do an entry, and he sees his entrepreneurs coming in, and he knows that this having an open, he's getting a paycheck, he's going home, he's in charge of the success of these that are putting everything on the line. There's not necessarily a lot of love going on there. But this guy's
Or
looking at...
beauty.
That's right. These guys are looking at these plans, and there's dry as the desert,
Right.
right? And
Looking at
they're
our
not...
little squares.
These guys at City Hall are not designers. They're the opposite of it. And my heart goes out to them. I wish I had a paycheck. They're getting a paycheck. They're doing everything to make sure they don't lose their job. The cities are not working like the military. They don't say, okay, you're putting your life on the line. This is the end result. We want to create a village that has class and character. We want to have backyards that have a certain status that the neighbors won't sue us.
Right.
The neighbors won't bitch too much. The neighbors won't get all the other neighbors after us, right?
Do you think it has to do with history? Because I've had friends from Montreal, they come to Vancouver, and they're like, oh.
For sure, because
They were taught, you know, and when I went to Montreal, I'm like, oh, I get it. Look at their beautiful houses.
they got character. They're old.
Even their gardens look amazing. And I'm like, oh, I see why they say Vancouver's so boring. You know, they have like beautiful old British style or French style houses that we don't have. We just have these pink stucco
We got
boxes.
cheap houses because
The Vancouver special, right?
we don't have solid houses like they have back east because we have warm winters, so we don't need lots of brick and lots of.
Oh.
So we got replaceable houses, so you know. And besides, there's a lot of time in between Montreal and Vancouver in terms of
History?
history. But still, you know, there's a lot of creativity in
Really?
yeah. And
But as you say, they're not that big. So how much
it's going to be
creativity?
affordable as long as the city hall knows what's going to look like. But this
No,
one-
they're big convenient.
Yeah, but they have to go over all the plans every time. The problem is financing. Financing in a time that's not cheap interest rates. It costs a lot of money. Double the amount. So who's paying? The person that can't afford a home is paying double. They're paying, it's taking twice as long to pay off, which is affecting our democracy because we're missing the middle class with equity. Because of the city hall. They have no idea. Forgive them, they know what they do.
Well, City Hall isn't really in control of the bank's interest rates. The bank.
It has everything to do with the developer who doesn't want to pay interest for months. They have to wait, a year before they sell it? So my concept is to sell it within a month.
Oh.
To have it built within a month. Because
1 month?
that's right.
A whole laneway
Of
house.
course, because it's
What? From nothing. Like literally nothing.
it goes back to the Depression when there were no homes. People had no homes. They started manufacturing homes like cars. They were called Airstreams.
Oh.
And then people couldn't afford
Oh,
them.
are you talking about that silver bug-looking
That's right.
type of
That's
that you
right.
can drag with a car?
That's right.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Well, the guy that designed this store, Addison Lanier, is from Alberta, came here and he had a beautiful Airstream, and it's actually in a book. It's actually for sale now.
Oh, wow.
But it's people don't know the history of it, but you know, the idea of a manufactured home in a factory is very old. But it took 2 wars and all sorts of issues to prevent it from happening. Now is the time for it to happen. And Elon Musk.
Are you talking
there's all sorts of ways to manufacture.
Because I heard 3D printing, they could get it done in 5 days, a whole
That's
house.
right. You can do a cement house in a 3D printer, but that needs a whole lot.
Right.
And that's still coming. UBC is working on that.
Right.
UBC is working on
They
that.
have small ones. It doesn't have
They have
big
small
ones.
ones. Yeah, maybe so. But still, there's a lot of different services that have yet to be specialized for that.
Or are you talking about homes? I forgot what they're called. There's a term. You know, like the
It's
four
still a
walls.
shock for the neighbors, though, around home. That and containers is still a bit of a shock.
Oh, right,
But
right,
they're
right.
there.
Right.
And so Muscus has a 3D home, or rather a manufacturing home that's incredibly.
Oh yeah, I tried to get in his waiting list. It's long. They just keep sending you emails, but nothing has ever happened.
So whether the city hall actually goes through this is the crunch that we have to make a breakthrough, that people accept that there are good people out there that have spent a lot of time learning English language, right? And there must be a lot of quality and character behind that. You don't know where they're coming from.
Well, I heard of a crazy news article recently, I think in Brampton, Ontario. They found a house, just a regular 5-bedroom, and there were like 40-some international students from India living there.
Oh, Jesus.
Like each bed had like a 3 rotation. I'm just like, how? How did they fit 40-some people?
Wow, that was long-winded, but it's all about
I
design.
really enjoyed our interview. I learned so much from you. So, if absolutely, I will definitely come back. Do you have any wisdom that you'd like to part with my members, or any offering or advice about fashion and style and bravery?
Well, it's been a privilege to go from a psychology background where my professor said that Shakespeare wrote in what Taylor from Plato. So that was been my guiding line for the last 40 years. Then I took psychology courses, but still, designing a culture is not just consumerism or stuff. That's a first world problem. Even if it's great, even if it works for you, it's still stuff. But having a home is your That's another subject on, well, hopefully living as long as you soon. And, but other than that, feel free to forward my video to anybody who's getting married, because I'm pretty sure they could go farther. practice.
Okay.
And but in any respect, yes, you can spend a lot more with some fabrics, as you see my fabrics on the wall.
Yes. Wow.
Some fabrics are